You choose a plug-in hybrid for one simple reason: to handle school runs, grocery shopping, and daily errands purely on electricity, without giving up the gas tank for the road trips. For 2026, more brands are finally offering these as high-performance alternatives to their standard engine variants. Today, we're breaking down the 7 best PHEVs arriving this year, so stick around for the ultimate luxury plug-in at the end. These cars prove you really can have your cake and eat it too. We're starting with the most critical vehicle launch of the year, the all-new next-gen 2026 Toyota RAV4 Plug-in Hybrid. This isn't just a refresh, it's a ground-up redesign of the best-selling SUV in the country, and Toyota has absolutely nailed the brief. While they have quietly dropped the Prime badge, the vehicle itself is louder and prouder than ever. The headline here is the powertrain, which has been tweaked to deliver a combined 324 horsepower. That's enough grunt to launch this family hauler from 0 to 60 in just 5.5 seconds. It's the kind of speed that makes merging onto a highway not just safe, but genuinely entertaining. But the real revolution is in the battery technology. Thanks to significant optimizations, Toyota now estimates an electric-only range of up to 52 miles on specific trims. That's a significant leap over the previous generation and covers the daily commute for nearly everyone without burning a drop of gas. And for the first time, you aren't stuck on the pavement. The new Woodland Edition trim brings all-terrain tires, a TRD-tuned suspension, and a rugged roof rack. You can finally take your efficient commuter to a remote campsite without worrying about popping a tire on a sharp rock. Inside, the cabin feels generations newer. The plastic-heavy interior of the old car is gone, replaced by soft-touch materials and a stunning 12.9-inch touchscreen that runs the latest Toyota audio multimedia system. It's crisp, responsive, and finally feels worthy of the price tag. Expect the 2026 model to start around $45,000. It's faster, smarter, and more capable than ever before, cementing its status as the absolute benchmark that every other car in this list has to chase. If the RAV4 is the obvious choice, our next pick is the smartest alternative for the value-conscious buyer: the 2026 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV. If you still think of Mitsubishi as the brand that made cheap econo boxes in the 90s, you need to update your database. This SUV is a genuine contender, and for 2026, it receives a heart transplant. Mitsubishi upgraded the battery pack to a massive 22.7 kilowatt hours. While EPA numbers are pending, testing suggests this pushes the electric range well past the 40-mile mark, potentially approaching 50 miles in the city. That's a game changer at this price point. But the real party trick isn't just how far it goes, it's how fast it refills. The Outlander remains the only mainstream plug-in offering DC fast charging. While other owners are stuck hours at standard public Level 2 chargers, you can recover 80% of your battery in just 38 minutes while grabbing a coffee. It effectively turns this car into a full EV for daily errands, with the gas engine reserved for road trips. Inside, the update brings a larger 12.3-inch screen and a premium cabin. The diamond-stitched leather feels like it belongs in a vehicle costing $20,000 more. You also get a third row, strictly for small children, but a rare versatility flex for 7 passengers. Driving-wise, the twin-motor super all-wheel drive control system is impressive. While sharing its chassis with the Nissan Rogue, Mitsubishi saved the best tech for itself. In fact, Nissan now borrows this exact plug-in system for their own lineup. It uses Lancer Evolution-derived torque vectoring to shuffle power between wheels, making this heavy SUV feel surprisingly agile. Expect the 2026 model to start around $43,000. For that money, you get tech, range, and fast charging capability that usually costs double. It's the smart money choice for the pragmatic buyer. While the Mitsubishi is designed to conquer the carpool lane, our next selection is built to conquer the Rubicon Trail. Jeep has given the Grand Cherokee a significant nip and tuck for 2026. You'll immediately spot the new front fascia with a boxier, more aggressive bumper and revised 7-slot grille. The headlights now sport a distinctive hockey stick LED signature, giving it a modern tech-forward presence. It looks expensive, which is good because it is. Under the hood, Jeep retains the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine paired with 2 electric motors. Total output sits at a robust 375 horsepower and a massive 470 pound-feet of torque. That torque figure is key because it's instant electric torque. It makes off-roading incredibly precise. You can crawl over boulders in complete silence, listening to nature instead of a roaring V8. Here's your insider fact. While it looks all American, this Jeep has Italian DNA. It sits on a modified version of the Giorgio platform developed for the Alfa Romeo Giulia sports sedan. That's why this heavy SUV handles corners with surprising grace on the pavement before dominating the dirt. The interior has also seen a major overhaul to match the ultra-luxury Grand Wagoneer, introducing a simplified center console and an available interactive display for the front passenger. The trade-off is range, roughly 26 miles of electric-only driving. It's enough for a short commute, but you'll be burning gas more often than in the Toyota. However, this is the only vehicle on our list offering a true low-range transfer case and an electronically disconnecting sway bar on the Trailhawk trim. It's a legitimate mountain goat that just happens to have a plug. Prices for the refreshed Grand Cherokee 4xe are expected to start at $61,500. It's a steep price, but you're paying for the badge, the capability, and the fact that it's arguably the most handsome SUV in its class. But what if you never go off-road? What if you have kids, but you refuse to drive something that feels like a refrigerator on wheels? That brings us to the 2026 Mazda CX-90 PHEV. This vehicle exists for a very specific type of person, the driver who had to trade in their sports sedan for a family hauler, but isn't ready to give up on life just yet. Unlike the Toyota or the Mitsubishi, which are front-wheel drive based, the Mazda sits on its own proprietary large architecture platform. This is a rear-wheel drive biased chassis that Mazda developed specifically to compare with brands like BMW, meaning it steers and handles with a level of enthusiasm that a three-row family SUV has no business possessing. For this year, Mazda has refined the package further. They've added a new premium sport trim which deletes the chrome for a menacing blacked-out look, and they finally integrated Amazon Alexa voice control standard across the lineup, making the infotainment system much easier to live with. The powertrain uses a 2.5-liter engine and a powerful electric motor, sandwiched between the engine and the transmission. Crucially, it uses an 8-speed automatic, not a CVT. This means you get real shifts and a mechanical connection that feels rewarding. Electric range sits at 26 miles, which is on the lower end. But frankly, you might not care because the gas engine sounds surprisingly good when you rev it out. The interior is where Mazda really punches above its weight. The materials like Nappa leather, hanging stitching on the dash, and real wood trim are stunning. You sit inside this car and wonder why anyone pays nearly double for a German badge. However, be warned, while it is a three-row SUV, that third row is tight. It's strictly for kids. The Mazda CX-90 PHEV starts at $50,500. It's arguably the best value for a driving enthusiast who needs more than 5 seats. If the Mazda's a bit too tight and you need a luxury cruiser that can actually fit full-sized adults in the third row, you need the 2026 Lexus TX 550h Plus. This is a unicorn in the segment. Most three-row PHEVs have compromised seating, but the TX is massive. Under the skin, it shares its chassis with the Toyota Grand Highlander, but Lexus saved the best engineering for themselves. While the Toyota makes do with a 4-cylinder, the TX 550h Plus gets a silky smooth 3.5-liter V6 engine paired with high-output electric motors. The result is 404 horsepower. It doesn't feel sporty in the way the Mazda does. It doesn't want to carve corners, but it feels like a freight train. The acceleration is effortless, linear, and exceptionally quiet. It's the ultimate isolation chamber. For 2026, Lexus has made the panoramic glass roof standard on the 550h Plus, flooding the spacious cabin with light. You're looking at around 33 miles of electric-only driving range. That might sound modest, but for a vehicle of this size and weight, it's a marvel of engineering. It allows you to do the school drop-off and the grocery run in total silence, wafting along on a cloud of air suspension. The interior is typical Lexus, incredibly well assembled, logically laid out, and extremely comfortable. The interface is the 14-inch touchscreen that finally banishes the terrible trackpads of the past. It's not exciting, but it is deeply satisfying in a stress-reducing way. You pay for this level of refinement, of course. The TX 550h Plus starts at $81,000. It's expensive, yes, but it is currently the only luxury plug-in hybrid that offers a usable third row and a V6 engine. For the right buyer, it's in a class of one. Stepping into the dedicated 5-seater luxury class, the gold standard remains the 2026 BMW X5 xDrive 50e. If you have $80,000 kicking around and you don't need a third row, just stop looking and get this car. The secret to its success is underneath the sheet metal. It's built on the same sophisticated platform as the flagship 7 Series sedan, and the six-figure XM Super SUV. That's why it feels over-engineered, effectively a chopped-down limousine that can handle a corner. BMW has mastered the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde routine better than anyone. In electric mode, it's a silent, ultra-comfortable luxury cruiser with about 40 miles of range. It glides over imperfections and feels incredibly solid, but mash the throttle and the B58 inline-6 engine, widely considered one of the best engines ever made, wakes up to join the party. Combined output is 483 horsepower, launching this heavy SUV from 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds. It is properly laugh-out-loud fast. The critical 2026 update is charging speed. BMW finally unlocks an 11-kilowatt onboard charger. That means you can fully recharge this massive battery in under 3 hours on a decent Level 2 home charger. This completely changes the ownership experience. You can run errands in the morning, deplete the battery, plug it in during lunch, and have a full charge again for the evening commute. It maximizes your electric driving time significantly. The interior features the curved display with iDrive 8.5, which is beautiful to look at, though it does hide the climate controls in the screen. But the build quality is impeccable. Every switch, button, and surface feels dense and expensive. The X5 xDrive 50e starts at $75,200. Once you add options, you're looking at closer to $85,000, but given that it shares its bones with cars costing double that, it feels worth every penny. It's the most complete all-rounder in the mid-sized luxury SUV segment. Finally, if your priority isn't corner carving, but pure, unadulterated electric range, look at the 2026 Mercedes-Benz GLE 450e. Mercedes took a look at the rulebook and threw it out the window. They realized that what owners really want isn't necessarily track performance, it's to not use gas. So they stuffed a huge 23.3 kilowatt-hour battery into the chassis. The result is the range king of the luxury class. Real-world testing often sees this SUV hitting nearly 50 to 60 miles of electric-only driving, significantly beating its EPA estimates. For many Americans, that's a full day of driving, commute, gym, groceries, and dinner without the engine ever turning on. It accomplishes this because it rides on the same heavy-duty architecture used for the GLS, which is basically the S-Class of SUVs. Because the platform was designed to carry that much weight, the GLE feels incredibly substantial on the road, soaking up the bumps like they don't exist. And just like the Mitsubishi we started with, the Mercedes GLE 450e features DC fast charging capability. It can handle up to 60 kilowatts, meaning you can top it up at a public Electrify America or EVgo station in about 20 minutes. This is a rare feature in the luxury PHEV world. BMW doesn't have it, Volvo doesn't have it, and Lexus doesn't have it. The driving experience is focused entirely on comfort. It's not as sharp as the BMW, it prefers to float down the highway. The powertrain uses a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, which can sound a bit raspy if you really floor it, but the car is designed to keep you in electric mode as much as possible. The interior is a spaceship of ambient lighting and screens, offering a wow factor that's hard to beat at night. The GLE 450e starts at $72,250. If you value comfort and maximum electric range over sporty handling, this is the superior choice over the BMW. From the value-packed Mitsubishi Outlander to the trail-ready Jeep and the ultra-luxurious Mercedes, 2026 is shaping up to be the best year yet to bridge the gap between gas and electric. The technology is better, the ranges are longer, and the charges are faster. There's finally a plug-in hybrid for every type of driver. Thanks for watching, drive safe, and we'll see you in the next one.